and ratified it in February 1990. It came into force in September 1990 after it was ratified by the required number of the nations. Currently, 193 countries are party to it, including every member of the United Nations except Somalia, South Sudan, and the United States. Full stop. And Ghana was the first country. Not even the first African country.
The whole world.
First country
in the whole world. Aye. The boy who suffer here. Now we have a summary of children's rights now. Alice A. Bailey 10-point plan. Enuna Ibiachi. Article 14 was say children are guaranteed freedom of thought, conscience, and religion.
Okay.
Emma Alice Bailey. Ebebe Kanwo ni your friend say the book no say ayebia no the ediba ama wiase aye ne say your person say Christianity Judeo Christian one
yes
as it me say ne dia awofo entimi enhye omuma ema omuma medi wo ma chi say ye ko asori anase ye the first of the also
as it take God and prayer out of the education system. Alice Bailey indicated change curriculum to ensure that children are freed from the bondage of Christian culture. Why? Because children go to school to be equipped to face life. They are willing to trust and they are willing to value what is being given to them. If you take God out of education, they will unconsciously form a resolve that God is not necessary to face life. They will focus on those things the school counts them worthy to be passed on and they will look at God as an additional if one can afford the additional.
And you know, ekoba say oh yeah we meet to asori we debi akwara nu so na wo twene ko unu wanya odidi onyini ebi awuja no fia
kane na ne call school Wednesday senior worship no and as added as school so
nko obi dan ti
oh okay a chechefo no we muni say ho
entino eno one of the
nensam no
and one more car say one more car biem say no convention no ebema enkwara no the rights se bi akofa employees and because you can and teenage pregnancy a cost rupa and unsafe abortion nti anu no you say eneno e ba be abortion legal any assistant di okay o
see if sex is free then make abortion legal and make it easy. Alice Bailey said both clinics for abortion, health clinics in schools. If people are going to enjoy the joy of sexual relationships, they need to be free of unnecessary fears. In other words, they should not be hampered with unwanted pregnancies. UN treaty to make abortion a basic right. Question. The good news, October 2005. Although some countries are using a UN treaty to make abortion an international legal right. According to the Catholic World News website, cwnews.com, Language Making Sexual and Reproductive Health Service, UN jargon for abortion.
UN jargon. Abortion, what do your friends say? Sexual
basic human right has sexual and reproductive health service.
Sexual and reproductive
health services. UN jargon for.
I don't have the Abadana papers.
Sexual and reproductive health, the right of the intellectually.
And the Alice Bailey. Asama okan any anamontu ayetu no. Then ibinya sexual reproductive health services.
Okay.
And then our baby baby Ghana papers.
I say improve reproductive health services for adolescent girls. Government launches adolescent reproductive health project. Children who patronize sexual reproductive centers not spoiled. Wow.
Alice Bailey, who can try and answer a kind of cray. The Atosian Carminty, and will say, our children will be educated for the new world order.
Okay.
No. And on the can say, you're the education curriculum biba. I have a clan to be global citizens. Global citizens, no more Mokano. 2015, Omoko Education Conference, South Korea, Incheon, and what Omoko take a decision, Secretary General Global, saying.
The Secretary General Global Education First Initiative has a very important approach about the culture of today. It is about global citizenship. Answered Ms. Bokova to my question. Global citizenship is also about how to live together. Global citizenship is about what values we share. Global citizenship is about cultural literacy. Global citizenship is about knowing the cultures and understanding the others. And UNESCO Director General asked, and I quote, I do believe that culture plays an important future role in the post-2015 agenda. Culture and education have a very strong link, so that is why we are promoting strongly quality and inclusive education in the SDGs number 4. Quote end.
That's it. I don't feel and I feel that can see assistant your curriculum. Now say no, you the new curriculum biaba.
Your friend is saying new curriculum to address challenges in current system.
Kakra.
Okay. Daily Graphic, 28 February 2020. Naka Boss. Was the Executive Secretary of the National Council for Curriculum and Assessment, NACA, Dr. Prince Hamid Amma, has indicated that the Common Core Program, that is CCP, which is in its second phase of implementation, will address the challenges currently facing the country's educational system. He said the new curriculum had been carefully designed to meet the needs of the 21st century learner, adding, and I quote, we need a curriculum that will be responsive to the needs of the 21st century. We are also longer looking for graduates who write and pass, but graduates who are team players, problem solvers, critical thinkers, innovative, and can communicate effectively to help solve many of our national problems. Unquote. CCP to produce globally competitive graduates. Nakabos. The Acting Director General of the National Council for Curriculum and Assessment, Dr. Prince Hamid Amma, has said Ghana will soon produce a generation of globally competitive graduates with the implementation of the Common Core Program.
Common Core. Mula. Alice Bailey influences. Yeah, you video no. But for purposes of this program, I represent who United Nations, Trimupa only trim, Nunti, all building Tower of Babel. No, Yanko a second video. No,
Yanko a second video. Na Emrawasi Know Your Enemy, part 65, the World Core Curriculum. Yeah, the word core curriculum. You make homosexuality an alternative lifestyle.
And I remember how bad me person me real or her. Well, couldn't have ever cast on your money, man.
Mountain Project to over 20 Budo. Yabu say back on here your second video, but I see today's message is very powerful. Such lessons should be held on television 24 hours for people to know where we have reached in the world. Pastors, evangelists, and other men of God, where are you? From Thomas Newton, Yankee, Accra 37 or doing if you buy. Which was saying, hey, so these wise men still telling the word hard truth on TV. You see, for Boase, please, I'm Godfred, and I want to ask where and how do you get your videos? Maybe share before we talk to the video, I say answer on Wednesday worship. Thanks to COVID-19, no more morning assembly and Wednesday worship. Hey, message back family cattle. Was it please Osajifo and Martin Luther King Jr., whom you portray on your background, believed and practiced democracy as well as work with the UN. Don't you think it is contradictory showing them to us after what you have made us know about democracy?
Answer.
Okay. You have a video number of a second answer. You have a video. Your friend say, Know Your Enemy, part 65, the World Core Curriculum. You remember?
Perhaps the most prominent UN figurehead with regards to spiritual unification of the world is this man, Robert Mueller. He died in 2010, but was Under-Secretary General of the UN for 40 years, and he is revered within the UN as the philosopher or prophet of hope of the United Nations. His spiritual viewpoints were quite clear. He said, "We must move as quickly as possible to a one-world government, a one-world religion, under a one-world leader." He believed that peace for this one-world order rested primarily on religion, saying, "Peace will be impossible without the taming of fundamentalism through a united religions that professes faithfulness only to the global spirituality and to the health of this planet." He also said, "My great personal dream is to get a tremendous alliance between all the major religions and the UN." Because he held one of the top jobs in the UN for 40 years, he obviously had huge influence on the goals of the organisation, but the problem goes much further than that, because as well as being the driving force behind the spirituality of the UN, he also created something called the World Core Curriculum, which, as the name suggests, is intended to be an education programme or framework for the entire world. He is therefore also known throughout the world as the father of global education. Not only this, but he actually established specialist Robert Mueller schools where his educational ideas could be taught in their purest form. There are over 30 in existence and more are being established each year. The World Core Curriculum earned him the UNESCO Peace Education Prize in 1989. Now, since UNESCO is just an NGO of the UN, that seems a little meaningless to give yourself an award, but anyway, following the plaudits he received from within the UN, he also drew up a framework for world media coverage, as well as a framework for planetary and cosmic consciousness, and a framework for arts and culture. Basically, these are plans for how they might dominate the information flows to influence the mindsets of the world. My focus is the World Core Curriculum because the idea was that the UN issues this document to the nations, who then use it as the framework for their own regional school curriculums. By this method, all the schools around the world would start teaching their kids the same ideas about life. The coming generations would then have the same worldview and the same attitudes for the New World Order. Robert Mueller said of it that we must steer our children toward global citizenship, earth-centered beliefs, socialist values, and the collective mindset which is becoming a requirement for the 21st century workforce. He went on to say, "A World Core Curriculum might seem utopian today. By the end of the year 2000, it will be a down-to-earth daily reality in all the schools of the world." Now, he was a little ambitious with the timescale, but the determination to see it happen hasn't gone away. Here in Scotland, a new curriculum has just been introduced called the Curriculum for Excellence, and although it has been heavily criticised by parents and by teachers alike, it openly bases itself on UN frameworks, and one of its key components is preparing children for global citizenship, and it uses phrases like the child's well-being and well-becoming. Most people wouldn't pick up on that, but we know from the evolution part that the word becoming is an occult term for the evolution towards godhood. So if this World Core Curriculum is to be the source for national curriculums around the world that will be taught to coming generations of children, we need to find out what's in it. Robert Mueller wrote in the World Core Curriculum notes that the underlying philosophy upon which the Robert Mueller School is based will be found in the teaching set forth in the books of Alice A. Bailey. The school is now certified as a United Nations associated school providing education for international cooperation and peace. So this whole curriculum that is to be implemented around the world and which is to be fed to every child on the planet to prepare them for a one world government rests upon the philosophies of this one woman called Alice A. Bailey. We better find out more about her.
Abusia ya kwa ko haba ofa ensem no
sanity entiene no a yaje common core ye catch us after the member ye manu kra be competitors on the global market na say one curriculum na kro bi osu a India ni betra ma be kan Ghana ni mra menya adwuma ho no we now. Last video short one, but common call.
Shebra, and then you actually better so. And next week, better. Last video in the common call, short one. You share number now. You pay what to me first. I message back paying and for incoming fund to say, I am deeply grateful for your great works. Does it do our people really appreciate your great works? If so, they really taking heed to these revelations. I am sad for my people and country. Please show the topic on the screen. Right, you will show topic on the screen. You share common call video number.
In New York schools still making waves in the education community. Last night, parents, teachers, and students came out to voice their concerns about Common Core.
If attendance is any indication of how concerned parents and students are about Common Core standard, then the packed room at Carmel Town Hall said it all.
If you look at the way that this has been implemented, it's a complete disaster.
Common Core standard is a new curriculum implemented in schools across the nation. The goal of Common Core is to put students on a level playing field and help prepare them for a global economy. However, many teachers and students say it creates a factory-like environment that stifles individual learning and puts pressure on educators to only teach to the test.
And we're creating unneeded anxiety and really using our kids as guinea pigs in a failed experiment. We really need to put the brakes on Common Core.
It was the testimony from the kids that had the biggest impact.
I love to be creative and express myself, and they're not letting us do this. It's kind of just the same thing over and over again.
Well, New York received $700 million from the federal government in exchange for accepting Common Core. 45 states, including New York, have implemented the curriculum in their schools.
Common call video no, I don't know, so yakwa banofa. Branding
now the Americans will be the message we bad. Kwame Nkrumah di democracy dia. And Ghana may one party state.
Okay.
And Kawama preventive detention act. Ama mi anti chirubia.
Okay.
The democracy are no jidin. Any dia.
Okay.
The busasa any pano. Martin Luther King. The bota ne sine ni so ni say civil rights and I know Palmer black people.
Okay.
No yes so for. And even no could na ya or can say
democracy.
On your democracy. In the pakro on your homework yi. On some question from.
Right.
Ya manuesi.
Offer I know see because I can say Cap Africa Juma de Sini Baba say call Ura Israel on the akanon what they are tomo my na je yaboa for craft talk akra dia balance na or say I'm Aliu Gardner from Bremai Sikuma. May God bless Donald Trump. He will come back. We believe in God, not evil. Trump Ghana for a campaign man. Also, good afternoon, family. Please, why is it that Israeli Prime Minister is calling blacks out of the country? The land belongs to the blacks. Oh, Africa. From Jumens, Wasa Akropon, and the way by. We were saying, I'm a teacher, and I went for the new curriculum workshop. That's the CCP. Only last 2 weeks. You are 100% right. Ajaman Kumase, and the way by. Also, but to me, the message, Alpha 0200 421 723 0200 421-723. Now you can at the amount of sending normal SMS. Yenge Yabo from Crato Meta or pay a bar. Ura Israel at the other person. Me, I'm Tihe Yawadam Kudia. Ya nominated me. Say, me best TV newscaster. In 2% of vote Mamia. Of our phone now. Now, Wabo star. No about 800. No about star. No about 400. No about hash. No send it. Pop out na beba no na wabo 217 ahye ho eno yem code 217 no send e ba biemu a na follow sa voice friend say prompt na beba na no na wavoti e dia ma me I vote dodo why na mintimi enim kunim of akwaba
da fia
na prompt say
ahode wo
wavoti dodo say na ma me
ya afi na me bepe wetrance
okay
ya kofo no be ye
obi anya bi kuba bia
program we say no edom agusu no
sa
Oh, if you are son, I'm doing.
Obiara vote 1,000 vote.
Yeah. Ebe ye di amount.
Eh, ya. Ofi,